It's kind of similar to what you did at the North Texas Electrical Show.
Yeah, yeah. So the Electric Auto Association. So this was I did a similar presentation there, just sharing the story of the car.
But
Yep.
tell me the Adam the 12 and what made you get into this direction?
So the whole inspiration behind all of this was when I saw my current mentor, John Wayland, on
Mm,
YouTube with his white zombie. And now that you
mm,
mentioned that, I'm going to add a couple photos in
exactly.
the
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
beginning of that
Mm,
before I even show the car. But I
mm,
think that is definitely a huge part. But
mm,
seeing his car, it was a 70, I think it was some 70 something Datsun 1200 that he
mm,
converted to electric, and it did 0 to 60 in 1.8 seconds. And
mm.
this was
Wow.
back in the I think they'll take out everything that I could, and that was really difficult to do. I mean, all this wiring that I had put in at like 12 years old, and 52 rebuilds into this thing, and here I had 3 days just to rip it all apart, salvage
Mm,
what I could,
mm,
and just try and take what I can, with all the investment. So took off several as many of the body panels as I could. Took off every little part that I could off the car, and then unfortunately had to junk it. And got $30 for the car, and that was it. And I had all the parts, and that's all there was to it. So that was pretty sad. That was definitely a big turning point. Um,
Who
but
paid
when I
who
look
paid who paid $30 for you?
the salvage company, so they gave me $30 for the whole car. And long story short, I ended up tracking down what salvage yard it went to
Mm,
before they ended up getting rid of it. And I
mm,
actually drove way out to East Texas where they were at. I paid $20 for each wheel, and I took the two front wheels right off the car. It was raining, walked through the mud in flip flops with a jack, and I went out there and pulled those um, two front wheels off, and kept those. So it ended up being a net loss of $10, um, I got to keep as much as I could from the car, which was
mm,
important. So
mm,
um, I ended up taking all the parts and put it into this little '96 Celica GT convertible.
mm.
This is the current daily that I have.
Start with that as a first story, first slide. Adam, who you are right now.
Yeah.
Okay? And then right now, I'm the owner of Haka Innovations. I have customers worldwide, and I have three lines of business, and I'm looking for some number of people to hire. Start there,
Okay.
right? So it's like you show them the end, and then there is a car, right? And then there is a
Yeah.
car
Got it.
out there. Then it's like now let me. How did I get here?
Makes sense. I
Right?
see.
Then
Makes sense.
then it's like the Adam and bring a little bit of personality, and then kind of this stuff, right? And
Yeah.
then we
Absolutely.
come here. Then after the end, where do we go from here? Then so now you put yourself as like you're a coach now,
I
right?
see.
Now you're a coach to the other person. Now, what can you learn from my story? Right, like assume that you are a coach across all these people. Now think from like what can you do based on my year,
I see what you're saying. I
right?
know exactly what to put.
Two tracks that people can do, right? Your coaching, one is, can they come work for you, work with you? That's number one, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Number two is like, can other youth also prosecute other opportunities in your adjacent area? There are so many opportunities in this electric kind of a motion. We are in the revolution. Everything from lawnmowers to everything that uses non-electric energy that needs to be that's an option,
Hmm.
right? That's number two, right? Number three is more of a number three is more of a there are so many other opportunities like this. There are so many status quos that need to be challenged.
Yep.
And the fourth one
Absolutely.
is like, but it's not just about the opportunities. this journey made you discover who you are, your character,
Absolutely.
made you a person, the real being, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you are set out to be the creator of your own destiny. You are the complete person that you are. It's